welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm very excited to come to you today with my 2024 celebrity and world predictions and energy reading. So I've been sitting with things and thinking about things and thinking about my channel and thinking about the content and thinking about where I want to go, and a lot of you will be happy to hear I think I am going to bring celebrity readings back, and we're going to kickstart it with this reading right here. So if you do enjoy this reading, please do hit a lovely thumbs up. Please do subscribe if you aren't already, because you know, your support, your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscribing, it helps me to grow this channel. It helps me to continue to make this content. It helps me to continue to shed the light, and you know, this world needs light more than ever. So without further ado, let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy. And if you have any kind of feelings or anything about 2024, let me know what you think down in the comments below as well, because I would love to hear. Also, side note, a lot of you know I'm a mummy now. My little boy is here. If you hear any sniffles, anything like that, it's my baby. This is what we gotta do. This is what us mums have to do now. I have my trusted book of where I have meditated before I've turned on the camera, connecting in with the energy of 2024 to see what this year kind of holds for the collective, the world and celebrity. So I kind of want to talk about 2024 as an energy and as a year. So 2024 equals the number 8, and 8 is all about longevity, it's about security, it's about infinity, it's about looking at your future, it's about what you want to create for the long term, it's about all of that kind of cementing your life. So you may feel this year that all those things that you may have put off before out of fear, you're feeling really pushed to get them done, like whether it's moving house, whether it's traveling, whether it's a career change, whether it's taking the next commitment in your relationship. This is about looking to your future and doing the things now that are gonna be like, that you're gonna thank yourself for in 5 years. So you're gonna look at your life and think, where do I want to be in 5 years? And this is the year you're going to start implementing that change. So this is a year really of change, thinking about the long term, thinking about your future, thinking about longevity, thinking about security, okay? And of course, when we're thinking about all of those things and we make all these new decisions for ourselves, it comes with a lot of endings. And I think I talked in my 2023 readings about how 2023 was like just peeking around the corner about our new world, looking at what's to come. 2024 is about laying the foundation now for your new world. This is like so when you build a house, for example, you lay the first layer of bricks. This year is about the first layer of bricks, and there is going to be spirits saying there's going to be distractions, there's going to be people coming in saying, oh, you really want to do that, or do you just want to stay in your old life, do you just want to stay with your old habits? This year you're going to have to really, it's going to feel quite challenging. It feels like a kind of push and pull energy, like you're tugging with your past and trying to move into the future, like push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. But ultimately we are looking at the future now. This is a year of looking ahead and being like, okay, what do I want to create moving forward? Who do I want to be moving forward? What kind of life do I want to have moving forward? And how can I start creating that now? This is about longevity, long-term security, future commitments. Okay, so the first thing I kind of picked up on randomly was Big Ben, and something to do with changing the time or someone climbing it. I feel like there's some kind of not a scandal, but some kind of news breaking about Big Ben. I don't know if it's going to break, or something to do with it showing the wrong time, or some kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like someone is going to do something to the Big Ben Tower and it's going to be on the news. So I don't know, that's the first thing that came through. These predictions, if you've seen all my predictions before, they are sporadic, they are random. Spirit just shows me whatever, what can I say? It's no surprise that, you know, talk of the town right now is William and Kate, and I do want to do a separate reading on William and Kate and what on earth is going on there, because something is most definitely going on. I feel it's some kind of distraction for something bigger. But I kept seeing the ring coming off. So as soon as I kind of, Spirit showed me William and Kate, I saw the ring coming off, and Spirit is actually saying that this may have been going on for a while, but it hasn't been public knowledge, and even if they do separate, it won't be public knowledge for a long time. So you may find that, I feel that even with this kind of scandal that's going on now, even with the scandal that's going on now, they may try and come back and try and put on this united front, but the marriage is kind of not okay. And towards the end of summer, maybe going into summertime, I'm hearing divorce, separation around the Prince and Princess of Wales. I also picked up on Harry and Meghan coming back to the UK, and this isn't a short-term thing. This is like a temporary thing. They're not sure if they're going to stay, they're not sure if they're going to go, but I see them coming back. Meghan, if I'm like, don't get me wrong, I think Meghan hasn't been back to the UK since they left. Or has she? Did she come back? I don't think she did come back. I don't think she came back for the Queen's funeral. I don't think she came back for anything. I think Meghan has stayed in the US. So, you know, for her to come back with Prince Harry, sorry, something, you know, is going off. So I do see Harry and Meghan coming back, but I see them coming back as working royals. I don't just see them coming back as like a visit. It's like they're coming back to work, to do something, to be public facing. Okay, I want to talk about the cost of living and finances and what is going on with our governments. It's a very touchy subject, and Spirit is actually they're showing me the earth kind of being blanketed by some kind of like white light. And one thing Spirit is actually saying is, please know that, like, if you're struggling financially, if you are struggling with your relationship, because all of these things interconnect, and that's what unfortunately the elite want. Once your finances get disrupted, then that starts, you know, you start arguing with, you know, people around you, and it can cause breakdowns. And, you know, breakdown of the family unit is one of the biggest things that I feel like the elite wants to focus on, and money is a key way to do that, because people stress about money. But Spirit is saying that they are covering the earth in a white blanket of protection. Please know that it is going to get better. There is a Spirit is showing me like a, you know, those when you go into like hotels and things and the doors circulate, there is a shift coming in governments. Spirit is talking about the UK, and they're linking me to July or September with a general election. Okay, I see people outside in the summer, in the sun. I see politicians in the sun campaigning. So even though Rishi Sunak hasn't called an election yet, his time is quite limited to do so. And I see people in the sun when it comes to voting and things like that. So it will be in summery months. UK there. Okay, so there's news on the general election. I've got here that Labour is to win the general election, but they may have to work with another party. So it's almost like a hung election, a hung parliament. A hung parliament, is that what they call it? Where they have to collaborate and work with the different parties. So they will have the majority, I feel. But they may have to work with someone else. Now, what I'm hearing from Spirit saying is Keir Starmer is not very popular. They are saying that Keir Starmer may be out eventually, and we may see like Angela Rayner come to the forefront. And I know that a lot of people want that anyway. So keep an eye out for a general election coming between July to September. Okay, fires in LA. So I was seeing that more, there was bushfires in LA before, wasn't there? I feel like there's more fires, unfortunately, to come for this year, and I see it in the Hollywood Hills. So again, it will be celebrity houses that are impacted. Spirit is saying that as this spiritual warfare continues, because that is what we are experiencing now, we are experiencing spiritual warfare between the light and the dark, you will start to see more, how do I put this? So obviously celebrities a lot of them are intertwined with dark energy. That is how a lot of them have got to where they are. That is how a lot of them are staying where they are. And Spirit is saying that as this all ramps up, and new energy is coming, but as it all ramps up, they are kind of making me feel that you will see like celebrities' lives impacted, and not in a positive way. And they're giving Britney Spears as an example for that. And that's not to say that Britney Spears has done anything wrong, but unfortunately, through choices that she's made in the past, there was karmic consequences for that. And Spirit is saying that the fires that we continue to see in LA are karmic consequences for the energy that these celebrities have chosen to embark in. So I do feel some kind of fires or something coming in LA. I feel like there's lots of ancient discoveries to happen this year. Lots of talk about ancient Egypt, lots of talk about like the wonders of the world, lots of talk about new artifacts and things being found. And I feel like there's like some kind of new pyramids, or like, you know, when they found like those new stones of Stonehenge, there's some kind of like new like, what do you call it, landmark that is going to be discovered this year. And I do feel it is tied to ancient Egypt. I also am picking up on some kind of like prehistoric dinosaur fossils or something being washed up on a beach. I feel like it's a sea animal, like some kind of, can you get a sea dinosaur? I don't know, this sounds crazy, but like the bones being washed up on the beach and it being a big deal, and you know, these bones being like thousands of years old. So yeah, I pick up on that. I'm trying to read my writing because when I meditate before turning on the camera, I'm writing so quickly. Here we go. Okay, some kind of exposure interview in the US exposing corruption of former presidents, specifically linked to George Bush. I picked up on someone who has worked in Congress before going on the record, doing a public interview exposing all of the corruptions. And I have to say, I am linked to George Bush and Obama with this energy. Whether or not this person is speaking the truth, I don't know, but I see a man with dark hair sitting down doing an interview and speaking about money laundering, fraud, things that were covered up, things that were lied about. And this could be, I know that you guys are also due a vote soon. This could be around voting election time, so yeah, just picked up on that. Here we go. So I'm going back to what I said about 2024 because I have written some of it down here. So I've said the first half of 2024 is about last opportunity to release. Yeah, so as I said, 2024 is about laying that first layer of bricks for your new house, for your new home, for your new world, for your new life. And the first half may feel quite icky because, and that's where this pull and push energy is coming in, because the first half of the year is about sorry, I'm just getting other things coming through, just hold on for that a minute, spirit. The first half of the year we're still dealing with 2023 energy. It's almost like a hangover really from 2023, so you are going to feel this pull back to 2023, like no, stay with me, because 2023 was such a scarcity lack year that it wanted to keep you small, it wanted to keep you in what you know, and 2023 is trying to push you out and be like, no, we're trying to create something new here now. We need to look to the future and be like, what do we want to create moving forward, but not just look to the future and think about it, actually implement the things that we need to do to get there. So starting the courses if you want to do a new career, applying for the jobs if you want a new career path, speaking to your partner about marriage and children if you want commitments if you want new commitments in your relationship, going and seeing houses if you want to move out, going and visiting new areas if you want to change location. Like, this is not just about thinking anymore, this is about movement and taking action so that you can actually get the outcome in 5 years that you want, rather than sitting in 5 years being like, oh, that was a nice idea. You know, no, we want to be in 5 years, we want to actually be in where we see ourselves. So yeah, first half of the year is going to feel quite like push and pull. It's going to feel quite icky, it's going to feel quite uncomfortable. You may be dealing with feelings of anxiety. Spirit are drawing me to the solar plexus. You may be feeling like, oh, I feel like something's about to happen but I don't know what it is, and it feels very uncomfortable, and I feel very and it feels very, yeah. And then as we move to the second half of the year, you'll be more as a collective, and bear in mind this is a general, you have free will over your life to do as you wish, but it's more of a like, okay, I'm in the swing of things, I know what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, these are my next steps kind of thing. Okay, think about, yeah, so we covered that. If you're here in the UK, you will know about Gemma Collins. Gemma Collins is a national treasure here in the UK. If you're from the US, go and look her up. She's a very funny lady. But I feel I know she's just got engaged, but I feel a pregnancy coming for Gemma Collins, either a pregnancy or a surrogacy. Now, as I just said that, randomly Nicole Kidman's come to my mind. There is some kind of, I don't like to say things like this, but I'm picking up on like a sickness or an illness around Nicole Kidman randomly. Random. As I said, these readings are very, very random. Next I've got a collapsing of a currency and closure of an international bank. So as we are moving forward, we are looking not just, when I say we, I'm talking about the collective, how things are going to change and how things are going to develop, and I'm picking up that we are going to see currencies collapse. Now this, you know, this isn't anything out of the ordinary. You know, currencies have collapsed in the past before, but it's almost like one collapses after the other. Boom, 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 boom. I feel this is to move towards one currency internationally, so that we all use one currency. And like I said, I'm linked to the Bank of England, but I see a closure of a bank. I don't know. I've got news linked to Japan about sports and Olympics, so I don't know if they've got some kind of Olympic announcement going on. Spirit is talking about droughts in the USA. So as I said, we're going to see, obviously, as nature is obviously heavily impacted by energy, and as the energy ripens up, and ripens, that's not a word, as the energy rises up, we are going to see nature rebel. You know, nature is everything. It's here long before us, it will be here long after us, and when we as humans start acting up and start being out of alignment, nature can only show us how that feels, you know. And so I feel droughts coming. There's almost like lack of water in the US, like not enough rain, not enough rainfall, not enough water, hosepipe bans, all that kind of thing I feel coming in the US. I picked up on links to Jennifer Lawrence and some kind of cheating allegations. Like I said, these predictions actually feel really random this year, like really, really, really random. I've also got illness linked to Sharon Osbourne as well. Okay. Okay, Emily Blunt I've got is to star in the movie of the year, a remake, and some kind of link to baby. So I don't know if Emily Blunt's going to have a baby or the movie's about a baby. I don't know. Kim K I have is dealing with some lawsuit issues this year. I feel like she's either going to be sued, someone's going to try and sue her for, it's not called copyright, what's it called? Is it called copyright? No, not copyright. You know when you copy someone, you know, you take someone's idea and you copy it. I feel like someone's going to try and sue Kim K this year. And I also see a ring going on Kim K's finger. So I don't know if Kim K is going to be engaged again. Lord help us. There's also news around Kylie as well. I don't know if there's not another baby, but it's almost like another leveling up in her personal life. Like an engagement, or it's not an engagement, something maybe to do with one of her children. Maybe her children is going to sign some kind of campaign or something. You can hear I've got such a cold, or something to do with that. Okay, next we've got Beyonce, another person who I would really love to read on, because I don't know what's going on there, but I see a biopic coming for Beyonce. The biopic may not actually come this year, but the announcement that is going to happen, I feel, may come this year. Okay, I've got talks about a new medication being released that has the potential to cure an illness. It's not cancer. I feel like it is going to, Spirit have said it's going to take place and replace vaccinations. So instead of going and being jabbed for something, I feel like you're going to be given a pill. They're going to create a pill that you can take that is going to, I don't want to get into vaccinations, anti-vax or pro-vax. I'm just showing you what I'm being told. They're going to put out something that means you don't have to go and get jabbed. It almost feels like diabetes or possibly flu and cold, because my flu symptoms are starting to ramp up, where you can take the tablet and it's gonna immunise you from this illness. So look out for that. It's like a groundbreaking thing I feel they're working on, and that is coming. R. Kelly. I feel like we are going to hear news around R. Kelly this year, either him being released or his sentence being shortened or something like that. There is news coming around R. Kelly this year that people aren't going to be very happy about. I feel like it's release, because Spirit is talking about parole. So yeah, We've got new music coming from, I've got Kelly Rowland and Christina Aguilera. I feel a lot of old musicians who, Spirit is talking about also R&B coming back as a genre, and I feel with that a lot of older musicians from like the early 2000s, we're going to see a revival, and I do see both Kelly Rowland and Christina Aguilera in the studio. I'm going to be honest, Spirit is saying that in terms of celebrity, in terms of the world, Spirit doesn't have a lot to say, because right now they're saying that they want this focus to be on you and your personal, because this is such a pivotal year and the energy is so intense that you need to use this energy, like they said, to think about your future. They don't really want, which is ironic because I've come on here and said I'm going to start doing celebrity readings again, so that's a bit ironic for them to now say this. But what they are saying is they really want, the main takeaway from this reading that I'm sitting here doing is for you to start thinking about your future. Spirit is saying it's very easy for us to sit here and be downtrodden, disheartened, deflated by and defined downtrodden, deflated and defined by where you are right now in your life. It's very easy to sit here and feel like, well, I haven't got what I want, so I'm never going to have what I want. That was very much 2023 energy. That was very much that lack small energy. Spirit is saying that this year is an opportunity to be like, I've had enough. And what happens is sometimes we have to break down to break through. Here we go. This is when Spirit starts talking through me. Okay, I don't know why Siri's listening to me, but there we go. Did you hear that? Random. Sometimes we have to break down to break through, and you may have found these first few months of 2024 very, very intense, very challenging, very disheartening, you set goals, you haven't achieved them. The reason I'm uploading this video now is because the real new year is spring equinox. The real new year is spring equinox. We're not supposed to start our new years and our new goals on the 1st of January. Like, that is not the time, you know, when nature's still asleep at that time, you know. We are a reflection of nature, no matter what hemisphere you're in. Like, even in the southern hemisphere, you're in the middle of summer. It's not a time really to be setting new goals, okay? So spring equinox is when we really want to start looking and being like, okay, nature's now starting to come alive. I need to start thinking about my life and coming alive and blooming and blossoming and coming back out into the world. So Spirit is saying that yes, we can sit here and talk about celebrities and we can talk about everything, but what they want you to know is that the reason the energy feels so intense is because they're trying to push us to do something. If life is all great and dandy and everything's well and amazing, then you're not going to change anything, you're not going to do anything, you're just going to sit there and be like, well, I don't need to change anything because my life's amazing. Things have to get a bit icky so that we be like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I need to change. So if you've had a rough start to the year, which Spirit is telling me most of us have, then just know that it's to push you. It's to say, I don't want this, but what do I want? Because that's what 2024 is here for you to do. It's here for you to lay the foundations of your future. Anyway, we took a tangent. I've got that's going to be another very hot summer for the UK. Could potentially hit those 40-degree heights that we had many years ago, a few years ago. Ariana Grande, another person I would like to really tap into. I've got here some kind of links to a baby and having a baby. Now, I don't know if it's adoption or surrogacy, but I feel her having a baby, and I feel her doing it with this new guy that she's with, that guy that, you know, was actually married. I know she's also just released a new album. Spirit's talking about Grammy wins coming for her, but obviously the Grammys now aren't until next year, are they? So, yep. I've got a High School Musical remake or a reunion or something to do with that on Disney Plus, where the High School Musical, I can't even speak. Do you know what? It's so hard with Baby Brain. I'm like, what am I trying to say? Where the High School Musical cast get together and sit down and chat. I've got a new country being created in the Middle East, like near Saudi Arabia, Dubai. that kind of energy, that kind of vibe, and I see them wanting to invite lots of people to go and live there. Now we're seeing a lot of people immigrate to the Middle East because of their way of living, because it is meant to be a better way of living, because, you know, the standard of living is a lot higher and better there. But I see, because of that influx, because of that popularity, there is going to be some kind of, where there's just like sparse desert at the moment, they are going to be building a new kind of country. And yeah, the last thing I put here was cost of living and finances to get better towards the end of the year. I know I haven't really touched on much there in terms of celebrity and everything like that, but please bear with me. I'm going to do separate celebrity readings, and I'm going to try and do a Kate Middleton reading. Sorry, Spirit's now just talking something about Rihanna. What about, oh, new music coming from Rihanna. Rihanna's working on new music. We could get an album from Rihanna this year. So, sorry, my camera does this thing where it overheats and then it just shuts down. So if anything looks different, that's why. But I think we was wrapping up anyway. The thing I put was cost of living and families to get better towards the end of the year. If you are struggling at the beginning of this year, please know it is just because you're still shedding that 2023 energy. Okay, you're still shedding that 2023 energy. So give yourself grace, give yourself time. Now we're moving into the second half, kind of, not really. We've got a few months to go, but as we move into the second half, start thinking about your future and how you can take action to create the life that you want for yourself, so that in 5 years' time, when you look back, you go, 2024 was the year I said, no more, I'm making the change, and that is it. And like Spirit said, this reading really is more about the collective and about you, because as amazing as celebrity and world readings are, they need you to know that the energy is so intense because it's trying to push you to make change. So yeah, that's it. I know it's a really, I feel like actually in terms of like world news and everything, it's not going to be a groundbreaking year. It's not going to be loud. There's not going to be a lot of things that happen. It is going to be like a few random sporadic events. So yeah. Sorry, just before we log off, I also have just heard that the alright, it's nearly nap time. The death of a like world famous producer, filmmaker is going to be announced as well. Sad to end it on that note, but there we go. Okay, thank you so much for being with me today, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please hit a lovely thumbs up. Subscribe if you are into psychic reading, spirituality, because that's the kind of stuff I post around here, and I would love to have you. Please do comment down below your goals, what you feel is coming for 2024, and yeah, share for anyone who may also enjoy this content. And that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon for a new video. Bye.